You're listening to the Country Chat Podcast with your host, Dom. Subscribe, give a 5-star rating, and follow us on Twitter at country_chat. And stay up to date.
Hi there, you listen to the Country Chat Podcast with me, Dom. Today I've got brand new country artists with me. Their names are Kenny and Crystal, known as the K&C Band.
Yeah, that's right. Hi, Dom. How you doing?
Hi.
I'm good, Tar Kenny. I'm good, Tar Crystal. How are you both doing?
Well, we've been enjoying lockdown, haven't we?
We have, yes. We've been getting busy.
That's what we like to do, especially being stuck indoors, is we like to keep ourselves busy and keep ourselves going with new things.
Yeah, well, we at the beginning, we knew we thought it might be a long haul. So Crystal and I have been threatening, I suppose, to...
For a while now.
Right,
for a while.
Years now. And so this looked like a really good time to get together. Crystal was locked down in her place and I was locked down in mine. And so we decided we'd get a project on the go. We
had lots of ideas.
Yeah, lots
sat
of
there
ideas.
not really doing anything. And we thought, right, now is the time to get stuck in.
Yeah. So I started with some musical track, sent it over. Crystal liked it, fortunately.
I did, yeah.
And then I said, so, have a go at the lyrics, send me something back.
I've never really done lyrics before. Yeah. This was like my first stab at having a go at lyrics.
Yeah.
I've got lots of different musical sort of interests and stuff, but I've never done that before. And I really wanted to have a good go at it. And luckily, when Kenny sent the track, I instantly loved it. And I said, yes, this is exactly the kind of stuff that I want to write lyrics to. And it started to flow unbelievably well.
Yeah, it did, actually.
It's good.
It's funny when you think, well, no, I won't be, yeah, maybe I will. And then when it comes through, you think, wow, this is amazing. This is fantastic. It's really good. So, yeah, we spent the next few weeks editing and
it was quite difficult, wasn't it? Because
yeah.
we obviously, at the time, it was when the coronavirus is in full-flow lockdown.
Yeah.
So we had to do everything online and we kept sending back and forth, cuts and copies. No, I don't like that bit, take that out. Don't like those lyrics, take that out. Swap that for something else. It was literally hours and hours back and forth, creating a whole song from start to complete finish, basically all via WhatsApp. And clips all the time, but it was fun. It was really nice. It's made it a little bit more special, I think, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that. Well, and also the mixing we did, there was a lot of learning process going on there with trying to get the mix done without having to be outside. We can't go to a studio.
Yeah. And
also the mastering. And so out it popped.
Oh, wow. So your first actual release single is now going to be Cant Stop. You've done all the mixing and everything yourselves?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, from scratch.
Thing, yes.
So all the musical parts of it are done at home by me. All the lyrics and the singing are done by Crystal at her home. And then the mixing and saying, what do you think of this? What does this sound like? Is this too loud? Do we need another type of guitar in there? What do we want? Is it too much? And so it was a real collaboration of, what the mix actually sounded like at the end of the day. A lot of re-recording of guitar parts.
There was a lot of deciding what the song was going to be called.
Yeah.
Because we was trying to pick out segments of the song and that went on for a good 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And finally we settled on Cant Stop.
A really complicated Cant. Yeah. Well, I've done some work with a guy in Nashville, and he's a kind of a guru of what works for country songs. And I'm trying to get that kind of, that hook, the all-important hook. So Cant Stop seemed to be the thing, really, the word.
Had a good vibe about it, didn't it? And,
I think it does. I think that works. In fact, we cut down the number of Cant Stops, didn't we? There was too many Cant Stops.
There was loads in it.
I mean, that there is the key thing about a good song, is just that punchy line that just sticks with your head, that proper little earworm.
Yeah.
And it's certainly got that. I love how almost not fast-paced it is, but it's got a nice little tempo that goes with it. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
I think even if you wasn't particularly a big lover of that kind of music, you find yourself tapping your feet along to it, or you'd find yourself, sort of just enjoying the song because of the beat that it's got and because of the feel that it's got. It's just a nice, happy, punchy, driving song. It's got a good vibe about it. I like it.
So
the country sort of vibe about it. It's a country rock thing. Yeah, it's got banjo and stuff like that in there, but it's also got that kind of that middle eight, that bridge there that's rappy, talking kind of to give it a different vibe, a different dynamic.
Yeah, it certainly layers up really, really well. Now, Crystal, where was the inspirations for the track Can't Stop? Where did it all come from?
I mean,
she's a wild child.
It's really weird because I can't really put lyrics to something without a song to start with. I'm not one that has lyrics first, and then I tend to listen to something and then add to it. And because Kenny had sent the track, I'd spent quite a while listening to it, and my influences and my inspiration, what I've done is kind of bundled all of those together, like Carrie Underwood, Miranda Lambert, the Pistol Annies, Larkin Poe, ZZ Ward. All of those are kind of people that I really like listening to. I enjoy them, and they've all got like these little stories that they tell, and it's usually to do with boyfriends or whatever situations, all a bit risque type stuff. And I don't know, I just find it easy to write that kind of stuff, and it's enjoyable as well. It's funny, and if you can find a nice little hook line that's quite quirky, I think other people will like it, because I know what I feel like when I listen to a song that's like that. It makes me laugh. There's a song that the Pistol Annies do called Unhappily Married, and it's brilliant. It's a really fun song, and I like that kind of thing, and I think that that's what people do like to hear now and again. It's not always... I like serious songs, I like nice ballads and things, but sometimes the fun element in a song does just stand out on its own.
Good song.
Now, what actually got you two together then? How did you both meet?
Wow, that's a long story, I suppose. Well, Crystal's been in, and she'll tell you more about that, but she's been a local celebrity around here in bands.
Not quite.
all her days, really. And I was in another band at the time, as Crystal was, and the guy that was in the band with me was a bit of a mover and a shaker when it came to grabbing the local talent. And Damien said, I know this, I've heard of this girl, and actually it was Andy's wife who was the singer in our band.
Yes,
Andy, the guitar player.
I'm in a band with him, so it was mixed musicians knowing everybody, wasn't it? And it was like we all went to this little pub in Belton, and we all met up one night, and that was it. That was the first introduction to Kenny that I had, and from there a great friendship grew. Pretty much that's it, isn't it? It
was funny because we didn't actually know what musical tastes we had. We just met up and thought, this could work. And we had a meeting here at your house, and all of a sudden we were talking about exactly the same kind of songs and the same vibe, and off it went. So that's how it all happened. That's how we got together, and off and on we've been either doing something together.
Yeah, we've musically been connected for quite some time, haven't we? We've had little projects on and off throughout, and we've stayed great friends, and we keep having, because we have the same mutual respect for the genres of music, country and blues and things like that. So we've always had that nice connection where we know that we can relate to the same music. So it's made it easy to work on this project together. Yeah, and
I'd written 2 or 3 songs, and when we started working on them, we did them live, and that seemed to work quite well. But we always felt that there was another kind of a rockier, kind of more upbeat kind of feel rather than those songs. They were kind of, your kind of ballady country songs. So the lockdown happened, and we just thought, hey, this would be a great opportunity to make sure that we make all those things that we said we wanted to happen now. And it wasn't easy, but we've managed it, I think. It was great. So Crystal's a bit busy. She works in a band. She works on a solo stuff. She works in another little trio. you go out and do all sorts of stuff, don't you?
I've got loads and loads of musical little interests. I love it. It's just a great hobby. I love it.
Yeah. What do you both do then, full-time wise, to get the money in?
Well, I do massage and I do a lot of singing and stuff as well, and all sorts really, little bits and bobs, and just keep myself very busy.
Yeah, busy. I rob people mainly.
He's a real shifty character.
Yeah, shifty, dodgy. Yeah, Scottish accent works a treat as well. Give me your money.
No, he's a secret investigator. Can't say.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, the decision to make, the thing, and I'm sure a lot of your listeners who are into playing in bands or have or do play in bands will identify with this, that when you're trying to hold down a job and do a musical career, it really doesn't work. You're not good at your job because you don't want to be doing that. You want to be playing guitar or singing or whatever. Yeah. And you're not good at that because you're not giving it enough attention. So a while back, I decided to stop. My job took me all over the place. Globally, I was always traveling somewhere. And I decided to stop all that and try and focus on doing music, writing, and so on. So that was way back, and that's where my trip to Nashville came in 2014.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder, as again, I'm sure a lot of your listeners will testify. It's a lot harder to get everything, all the pieces together, all the pieces of the jigsaw, to a quality, to a standard. And once you've been to Nashville and been in a studio with the kind of musicians, the session guys there, and the engineers that are working, and the mastering engineers as well, you realise just how high the bar is.
Yeah.
You can knock something out. And actually, I'm amazed and pleasantly surprised at how good the original country artists are in the UK. They're really hitting a high level. There's a lot of great talent around here. And the singles that are being released lately are of a huge standard compared to what you might hear in the US country top 100. And they've obviously got if you go to Nashville, as I'm sure a lot of, again, your listeners will have done, you realise that everybody that's serving you in a bar, food in a restaurant, the guy in the hotel, the guy driving the bus, they're all writers, they're all fantastic guitar players, they're all, and so, like I say, it's a really high bar for them, but it's even harder for us over here because we don't have it's folk music for them over there. They're talking about their history, they're talking about the guy down the road, they all talk in that same, mainly southern drawl.
Yeah.
And we just don't have that. We're not absorbing that in the same way. So there's a lot. I was at BBC introducing last year, and lots of really good Americana artists hanging out. So hopefully people will like this single enough to give us the oomph to get on with our next one, which we've already done.
We are already on to song number 2.
Can you tell us anything about song number 2?
It's called Song Number 2.
That's pretty much all we've got.
That's it. No, it's actually, at the moment, it's called Tele-Tune because it's got a kind of a southern rocky Telecaster kind of groove. And
we've gone for the funny kind of lyrics again, haven't we? We've kind of gone for this edgy... What kind of story is it? So it's about a woman who... pays a guy to go and find out what her boyfriend's up to.
Ooh.
And sneaky.
And the story unfolds with her. But that was funny because I sent over some ideas to Crystal again, WhatsApping them backwards and forwards. And I thought, and so nothing came back. There was no response. And I thought, oh dear, she doesn't like them. I'll better think again, go and try get the guitar out and see if I can come up with something else. And then we were chatting and I said, did you get those tracks, by the way? And she's like, what tracks?
What you're on about?
And I said, Tele-Tune and whatever the other one was called, Doors or something like that. And she said, oh!
I thought it was just sending me songs to listen to, just to put, into my Spotify account. And I thought I've got enough in there at the minute to be going on with, so I'll just basically ignore them.
Tell them.
I'll just roll past those and forget them. So cheers. I didn't realise that there was actually song ideas.
Cheers, mate. So so the next thing that came back was, I love it. And this one has got to do that one, and I've got some lyrics for it, and the lyrics because you recorded it in your phone because we had a technical problem halfway through all this, and
my Mac gave up,
died.
Oh, nothing worse than that.
I can't get it repaired right now, so I was like, "Oh no, technology is failing me." But we'll carry on. We'll do the best that we can. So
did you do the vocal on your phone?
I think I borrowed a tablet and got the song on the tablet on Messenger, and then I recorded myself on my phone doing a version of it through my little Line 6 cab with my 50s microphone, and sort of tried to do all this little version of it. It was difficult, but got there in the end. Yeah.
Really good. We listened to it. Mandy and I listened to it at home over breakfast one morning. It came through, and we're looking at each other across our granola and yogurt. We were like, wow, I think she's got something here. So yeah, we're working on that. But we've been pulled off it a bit to do all the admin of the run up to the release of Cant Stop.
We needed some photos, didn't we? Which
we did.
Was tricky because when we first needed the photos, obviously we was all both still in lockdown and both in isolation as well. So what we did was we both sent individual pictures, to which I then sent to my partner, Ian, and he then had to cut them out on a piece of software and then merge them together with background. And it took so long to get this half-decent copy, and both of us was looking in different directions and different colours, and it was a bit of a drama, but we managed to salvage one decent photo, which actually is the front of
Cant Stop.
of the Cant Stop cover. So it's
it looks like we're not talking to one another.
We've had a domestic.
Yeah. What are you looking at? But yeah, so again, that's, and we're still socially distancing, aren't we?
We are, yes. We're a metre and a half away.
Yeah. We are, yeah. So hopefully everybody will love Cant Stop, and that will give us the real impetus to get on with the next one and get it finished. Yeah. And get it out.
Now,
so
that photo then, is that the photo that's on your Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, that bluish?
Yes. Yes.
Has anybody told you, Kenny, that you almost look like Heisenberg?
Everyone's been saying that.
You ask me what I do. Well, blue crystal meths. It's not easy to make.
I mean, the picture itself has got that bluey tinge, that tint to it.
It has. Well noticed.
Well, you see, you've never seen Heisenberg and Kenny in the same room together, have you?
That's it. I mean, that's what I was thinking at the time. I was like, oh, that's funny. I've never seen, Walter White and Kenny together.
Yeah.
It's very.
You're very similar characters.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Well, I can't help my good looks. What can I say?
It was nothing to do with any filters or anything like that.
Oh, no Photoshop or anything.
No,
nothing. Just natural.
We are naturally
gifted.
Black and white as well. It's just our natural tinge.
That's it.
Isn't it? Effect.
Young black and white. Yeah.
I mean, when you speak to kids these days and they look at black and white photos, it's almost as if they think back in the day everything was black and white. There was no colour.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, it was when I was a boy, but
all those many years ago.
Yeah, all those many years ago. Yeah.
Now,
so we're keeping working. We're keeping working in the lockdown. We're keeping our distance from just about everybody we can, which has been difficult, really, as I'm sure everybody else has found. Yep. Keeping away from everyone's.
I know a lot of musicians around the area, and everybody's really missing it. Because music is something that does bind everybody together, and it's a nice thing to share with other people. And I know for sure that everybody is feeling a little bit lost at the minute, not being able to do their usual. So this is kind of the next thing you can do, really. To carry it on.
I'm an old skint as well, because we're not earning any money. I work in a duo, and we do a lot of clubs and weddings and all sorts of things, to keep the money rolling in. I was only kidding when I said I'd mug people.
Really? I thought you were being serious.
I'm coming round your house.
It works in distribution.
Yeah, absolutely. Crystal meth distribution. Yeah, that's it. In chicken business. Yeah, so I mean, as Crystal was. I mean, if you weren't out with the band on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you were doing solo stuff, and we were pretty much the same. You know,
the whole year's
been
cleared. The whole year, the entire year now has been cleared, which is sad. It's and a lot of those people as well. It's private functions, you know, weddings and birthdays, and it's sad that they haven't happened, but obviously very necessary.
Yeah. I mean, especially with what's going on at the moment, because for everybody out there listening, it's still the 27th of June, and we're still in this almost like lockdown-ish period. It's almost like a transition now where we're going between lockdown and being able to see a bit more. And it has been really weird. It's been strange, being stuck inside and not being able to go see family, friends, etc. And then you hear about these venues that are closing down because nobody can go to them. And it's really, really sad.
Yeah.
It is. It's very sad. We're going to probably lose some very valued places from where we're from here because, as I say, they needed the constant clientele, and over these last few months, it's going to be very hard for a lot of them to pick that back up. And also, a lot of people are still scared. They don't want to be going back out and socialising just yet. And I can understand that. I'm one of them, if I'm being honest. It's put the brakes on quite a bit. So it's just hoping that that some do survive it, and that lots of people, when they can and it's safe to do so, return to the venues to support them and hopefully pick the trade back up and support music and musicians as well.
Yeah,
because even though the pubs are open now, it doesn't mean to say that they're not having live music, because they don't want anybody sort of shouting into someone's ear and spraying coronavirus in
the everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want that.
No.
I mean, you say, that there's some people out there that don't want to risk it, but then you look at like Bournemouth Beach, the other day, where it was just absolutely rampacked. It's really sad to see that. I mean, I was kind of disappointed that there was so many people crammed in such a small area, because it's ruining it for everybody else.
Yeah, it just makes a bit of a mockery of all the, all the weeks that people have been, especially people that live alone.
Yeah,
like Crystal.
Yeah.
It's difficult to see people, and I mean, I haven't seen either of my daughters really since the lockdown began. So not having hugs and being able to be close. I mean, WhatsApp's great, Skype, Zoom, all those things.
It's not
fantastic.
Quite the same though, is it?
But it's not the same. Not the same.
I mean, I've lived on my own now for the best part of 4 months. I haven't seen my partner. We've seen each other to speak to. Now we sit in the garden and we do so with a few family members, but it's mostly just been me on my own and my 2 dogs. And I actually feel sorry for my dogs. They run away from me now because they're just fed up of me cuddling them and sort of talking to them. It's like, oh God, let's get away from her. I've had enough. I've had you for 4 months now.
What dogs do you have?
I've got a little dachshund called Edward, and then I have a little Jack Russell called Darcy.
Oh, Edward and Darcy.
Yeah.
Yes, Edward and Darcy. No, it's half sausage dog. That's why he's got diddy legs.
Oh, right.
They're not named after anybody in particular, are they?
They are, yes. Well, Edward is. Eddie was actually Troy Boy when I got him from the the place that I got him from, and I really couldn't stick with that. And luckily, he was only a puppy, so I called him Eddie, and it's from the dog from Frasier, because it's my favourite TV programme.
Cool.
Yeah.
You really like him as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Now, the next question I want to ask is, obviously we've been in this lockdown period. Was you both like gigging or touring around your area, before this all happened, or was it planned for afterwards?
With this project, you mean, or just in our general?
But both in general and with Cant Stop.
Yeah, I mean, I've got different musical projects on, which I've been doing for years as a hobby. So I was actively going over to a friend of mine in Hull with another friend and doing a bit there. And I also have another band, which I was part of. And then I do some solo stuff by myself. So that was already happening and has been for years and years. And then obviously now this has started going. This has just been virtual up to now. But obviously in the future, we're hoping that we will do some gigs with it, and we'll keep doing these songs and putting them out there, and in the hope to get a good album's worth at the end of it as well and push that. So yes, both yes.
I'm interested in the Americana. It's got a strong presence in the UK, especially.
Yeah.
So that's where we'd be aiming ourselves. But yeah, we were both working, hard, gigging, driving miles, dragging the gear out, blowing and picking it up, technically getting it sorted, and then leaping about like fools.
You have to be a musician for the love of it.
You do.
Don't you? You really do. Because there's nothing worse than loading gear at 2:00 in the morning with people that really don't like to move out the way when you're carrying speakers for some reason.
They want to stand right in the doorway and tell you about the time they played the guitar when they were a wee boy, and fantastic.
Great, so I love it. It's the best part of the night for me. And then especially the spaghetti junction that you're left with at the end of a gig, where it seems that the tangle fairy, is what we like to call them, has come in and tied every possible cable in a knot with itself, so that you've got a good hour's worth of people clapping at the end of gigs. I mean, if you don't love it, you must be mad to do it.
Absolutely.
It's always
but it's good fun. It's good fun. Getting everyone and jumping around. Crystal's a great front woman. Fit person. And the name of the game really is getting everybody to have a good time, and the same with us.
Hopefully, enjoy the music and relate to it, even if it is a bit funny and a bit quirky. They can laugh at it because they've either been in that situation or it's something that they can relate to. Which is why I like to write stuff like that, because some of it's based on my experiences, and I know how funny they were when it happened. So I think, well, there's got to be other people out there that feel the same way, surely.
Yeah, they weren't funny when it happened, but they're funny after.
Oh, you can laugh about it now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, seeing people that's having a good time is great.
Yeah, that's the only reward, really.
That's absolutely brilliant. And for people to meet you a while after and say, "Hey, I remember you were playing we had such a great night that night," and that makes it all worthwhile. Even in cover bands, playing people's favourite tune. It's brilliant when they're sitting there and you hit something and they jump off the seat and they're dancing on the way over to the dance floor, and so you think,
this is my jam. Yeah,
this is it. Yeah. How did you know this was my favourite tune?
What's your go-to cover songs then?
Oh, geez. Well, the usual suspects for the end of the night. Sex on Fire is the big one, Are you going to play Sex, Mr. Brightside? No, we don't do that one. And then when we play it, and they go, oh.
See, we're 80s cheese-tastic, so we've got all Kenny Loggins, Footloose in there, and Wham, all that kind of stuff. It's I love it. It's great fun.
Yeah. You have a good following. To see the same faces coming back, you're doing something right. And it's only pub clubs and stuff like that, but there's quite a gap, isn't there, between playing that level of venue to 50, 100, couple hundred people to making the leap, and especially with your own material. It's got to be good, and you've got to be rather good to make it stick. Covers everyone knows, and even if you're a bit ropey, they'll still have a good time and dance around. Creative. Original material is not like that.
Yeah, it's totally different, isn't it?
You've got to be on it.
Because they can't relate to it. They can't sing it because they don't yet know it. Yeah. So that's already gone straight away. So what's left is something that they can, tap their feet to or feel emotionally connected to or something. You've got to have that niche to hook them in to start with and hopefully tap into that.
Yeah, and the story behind the song, we realised, because when a couple of years ago when we were doing some of my other songs as well as covers, we didn't realise it, but the story is actually very important, because Crystal used to do the story behind the covers, and on the night actually of the first gig, she said, "You're doing the story behind your song." I was like, "Oh, cheers, mate." But afterwards, the audience, who really loved it all and were very receptive to it, said, "Well, we just loved it because it was a personal thing and we enjoyed the songs, but
You've got to open up. You've got to open up about your life experiences, no matter how either risque or they touch down on some serious matters or whatever. You have to be honest about things, because that's what really gets people hooked, I think. And they go, they've written about something that's true to word, and I think that stands out for itself.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does. People want to identify with stuff, and but unfortunately, it's all my songs are usually about broken hearts and relationships not working and stuff like that. So lots of people can identify with that, I'm sure.
See that's
Cant Stop's not like that. Cant Stop's upbeat, and
it is,
it's all about girl power, and it's fantastic.
You see, that's one of the reasons why I don't write songs myself, is because it'd either be about drinking or sleeping.
There's no wrong with that. You can write a really good song with that.
Or a dodgy football team. What's that? Is that an Italian football shirt you've got on there?
It's I'm wearing my Leeds United shirt today.
Is it?
Because
Close.
at the moment, Leeds United are playing against Fulham, and we lost against Cardiff City the other day. So I'm kind of wearing it in good luck and faith that we might actually win today.
Okay,
I'll take your word on that. I'm not a football follower.
Yeah. Well, neither's Dom, obviously, if he supports Leeds.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's just
joking there.
Just too, Leeds are just too good for me.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah.
Now, one of the questions I usually ask towards the end of the podcast is completely unrelated to music, and it's like a debate-ish question, but I thought I'd chuck it in now just to spice things up a little. And it's a question: is it a cake or is it a biscuit? Now, can you guess what I'm talking about?
No.
Jaffa cakes.
Oh, this is bizarre because I just recently had this discussion with some people on my Facebook. So I put, thanks so much for the biscuits, love Jaffa cakes, and somebody put, it's not a biscuit. and it isn't. It's a cake in a way because it's got that soft, squishy sponge.
With
so
a biscuit.
I'm going to go for a cake because it's not got any crunch to it. There's no crunch. It's got a little bit of jam in there, which you get in all your Victoria sponges, and it is sponge with a very light covering of chocolate. So that's quite my descriptive. I'm going for cake. Going for cake.
Yeah, I think in a bit of an anorak when it comes to Jaffa cakes.
It's a serious matter.
But does it not? The size does matter in this instance, I think.
Size always matters.
It does. But can a cake be that small?
If you were the borrowers, then that's a huge cake.
Yeah, good point.
I'll go with it.
Yeah, if you're the borrowers, it'd be huge. But I'm not. So it's a biscuit.
So we've got a cake.
So there you go.
It's both cake and biscuit. Now,
yeah.
I always change my mind. I could never keep the same mindset on it because I always used to think it was a cake because a cake, it's a cake because it's sponge and it's chocolate and it's jam. But then people say to me, well, do you dunk cake in a coffee or a cup of tea? And I don't, but I dunk Jaffa cakes in a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Is that a Yorkshire thing?
You don't dunk.
I do, but not a Jaffa cake.
Jaffa cake. You'll lose your Jaffa cake. It'll go soggy and hit the bottom.
And don't absorb it.
Well, that's it. I mean, we've got two types of dunking. We've got a quick dunk and a slow dunk. We've got a rich tea kind of dunk and a hobnob kind of dunk.
Hobnob.
Yeah,
hobnob.
They're good. They're good. They hold the tea in. They do.
Exactly. So the Jaffa cakes, you do a rich tea dunk. It's a quick dunk. Otherwise it goes too soggy. But I wouldn't get a Victoria sponge and dunk it.
But what if you're the only person that dunks a Jaffa cake nobody else?
Then I'm a fantastic person.
You are. You're individual.
You're a
one in a million.
That's one way of putting it, one off, yeah. But so how many seconds or nanoseconds do you have in the actual tea, and what's the temperature of the tea, and do you put the whole Jaffa cake in your mouth at the one time?
Are you a full moon?
I'm
half moon?
Definitely full moon. I've got to eat the whole thing.
I've got an idea. You could call it a biscake.
Biscake!
And just have done with it.
High five if we were...
a Jaffa cake. Oh, no, we're a quick disinfectant.
Yeah.
And, biscake. Let's settle on that.
Yeah, we've solved it.
You see, there's a presenter in Ireland that I speak to quite a lot, and her name's Linda, and we were having this debate, and we couldn't decide whether it was a biscuit or a cake, so we came up with just the term nugget. We like to call it a Jaffa nugget.
But then into a different level now. Nugget's a whole new thing.
Yeah, Biscake's got it for me. I think that's it. Take it from Crystal, the creative lyricist. Biscake.
I don't know if you've seen though. They do Jaffa cake nibbles, so they're like almost like a nugget.
I'm going to check these out. I don't know about these.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen anybody professional about your Jaffa cake issues?
I need to.
Well, I think you do. How many packets of Jaffa cakes do you get through a week?
Oh God, I can't even count. I've got 300
you eat the
here
whole
right
packet.
now. Okay, somehow I ate earlier. If you think that's bad, the next question's just as bad. Pineapple on pizza.
Really?
Absolutely, yes, 100%. Yes. I'm firm on that.
Okay.
I love it. It's my favourite. Ham and pineapple.
Yeah. Okay. This is from someone that comes from Scunthorpe.
He's pulling a really strange face now. He's kind of like,
I used to like pineapple on my pizza.
It's good for singers. Pineapple's a natural.
Yes, it is.
It's very good.
Yes, I hear it's good for other things as well, which we won't go into. But
headdresses.
Yeah. But I think as a boy, you need meat on your pizza and cheese, and then some more meat and a bit of cheese, and then just to top it off, a bit of meat. And any space that's taken up with a pineapple ring is wasted.
You don't put a whole ring on there, do you? Little pieces. It's alongside the meat.
Pineapple.
It's alongside the meat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I could try that. No. No. So that again is a split. Look, I don't think we'll be performing anytime soon with this. It's a Jaffa cake, it's a Jaffa biscuit, it's a pizza with, and it's a pizza without. We could write a song about that.
That's it. I mean, there's a competition going with three chords blog. Basically, people can put in their own lyrics, and I made sure I put in a lyric about pizza and pineapple on pizza. So hopefully that will be a song soon.
Okay.
You never know.
I look forward to hearing that.
Fingers crossed. Now, going back to the music.
Yes.
Your social media side. Who does the social media? Because at the moment you're predominantly on Facebook, but you've started a Twitter and an Instagram now, but there's nobody following at the moment.
Yes.
Is it something that you do at the moment yourselves?
Well, I basically repel all technology. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know how to work the band calendar in my phone. I'm on pen and paper still. So I've basically passed the reins on to Kenny, and I take care of Facebook. I can do Facebook, and occasionally I can do Instagram. So I've said to Kenny, anything else, you'll need to get up to speed on it because I don't know what I'm doing.
There you go. So that says it all. So but what we've got to say just before really the preamble to that is that we were all about the music and writing the music, and then we realised that we should let other people hear it and communicate and socially share it. Yeah. And so Crystal's very into Facebook. We know what Crystal's doing on an early basis through Facebook. You know, she's running, she's eating something,
pineapple,
snuggling the dogs, Jaffa cake stuffing, all sorts of things. I, on the other hand, don't use Facebook for that kind of thing. It's just a kind of communication with people that follow us in the band, the working band, and stuff like that. But when we wrote the song and we felt, hey, this is something we could really, that could go, we thought, geez, we better get with the programme. So, yes, she dumped it on my lap. And
I have got better though. I have got a bit better with it.
Yeah, no, she'll get it. She'll get it. She'll be Instagramming, tweeting, whatever you want to call it, twitching, all of those things. That's without getting coronavirus. She'll be doing all that. So yeah, Crystal's good at doing that. She's a great chatty person. Always got something funny to brighten your day with. So in the future, I'm sure she'll be building a lot of.
We'll be on it.
Yeah,
absolutely. We'll be on it.
But we're just,
It's only just started, so it's the same with everything. You've got to start off at the bottom and then sort of build it up, which is what we're going to start doing now. Yeah,
and YouTube as well. We'll have some videos when the lockdown stops. We'll get some videos, and we have done videos before. Shot them ourselves, hanging out of somebody's van, and and then we edited it, and it was an original song, and it's on YouTube as well under a different name. But we'll probably hook that into KNC. It was called "Who Were You, Baby." It's a kind of a not country song, by the way. So maybe we shouldn't talk about it on country chats. But we'll be getting into all that. We've got plans to do that. But of course, when the lockdown stops, who knows what might happen? So, but when you've got time, when the world stops, and you think, well, I can concentrate on different things now because I don't need to go to do anything. I can make the excuse of not seeing my Auntie Nellie and all that stuff. But we've got lots of very positive plans. I mean, it's been on hold a little bit until the single was released.
Yeah.
So it was because of, again, Corona, things have slowed down on that score. So it's gone out to all the platforms now, so you'll be able to hear it on Spotify and Amazon and
Deezer and
Napster and Pandora and everything. So it's about 150 sites, platforms. So, but I don't think that'll be happening until about Monday or Tuesday now, because just basically everything's. I mean, I think personally, people use it as a bit of an excuse. Oh, nothing's happening because of Corona. Really? Okay. So, anyway, it's not, because everyone's working from home. What they doing? Eating Jaffa cakes or working?
That's it. Eating Jaffa cakes. It's the most important thing.
Obviously.
Yeah. So, we've got plans to do a lot more of it, a lot more social stuff, videos for YouTube, getting out there. We'd really like to get into the Americana scene, as I've mentioned before, and get some festivals kind of organised to do a little spot. We're always happy to do that. We've done quite a lot of that in the past, haven't we? Summers before.
I want to do beer and sausage festivals because I like beer and I like sausages. So, need to do those.
Double whammy. Are there any motorcycles involved in that? Because that would be a triple.
Yeah, anything motorcycles will do that. Yeah, love it.
So it's a motorcycle, beer, Jaffa cake, sausage festival.
I think there's quite a few down in. I think there's down towards Bristol way. There's quite a few of those like ribs and meaty kind of festivals where it is just like barbecues and music.
Yeah.
So it's always great, to have even a trip down there, because there's so many festivals going on down south. There's a couple up north, and there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, Bristol's a great area, actually, and you mentioned Bristol. My youngest daughter lives in Bristol, and, you think it's all going on wherever you live, but when you get to Bristol, there's a whole different scene. Great architecture, great artwork on all the buildings, lots of festivals, like you say. Restaurants are really good. There's a whole different vibe going on. But a lot of people live down there, don't they? So that attracts a lot more sort of various different musical tastes, art tastes, money around, which up the frozen north, there's no money up here, is there? Nobody's got a job anymore.
That's it, we've all lost it. It's all gone down pits.
I don't know who we're going to blame for that. But there you go.
That's a topic that's been going on for years. Now, where can people find you on social media? What's your names?
Okay, so we've got a K and C site on Facebook. So if you go on Facebook, you can add us on there. You can also on Instagram under K and C. Over to you now, Kenny. And
Twitter, K and C. Sometimes even if you put in K and C band, you'll get us as well.
Yeah.
And if you want to write to us and send us a nice email, you can have kennyandcrystalband@gmail.com. And we'd love to hear from you.
We would.
With any suggestions. Try and leave Jaffa cakes and pizzas out of it, but any suggestions about what we might do next, or if you want to invite us to your festival or something like that, would be fantastic.
Yes.
South by Southwest next year, I think, probably. Maybe a big one. We'll get ourselves over there. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, we've mentioned Cant Stop. So we're looking around Monday when everything's going to have it definitely uploaded. Everyone can listen to it then, or... Is it ready?
Yeah.
So we're looking Monday.
No, it's gone. Well, our distributor has sent it out to everyone. So it's just a case of when whoever, because they all have to sort of look in to see if you've used any naughty words or you're plagiarising someone else, or, you've just changed the name of a famous country song by Willie Nelson.
It's kind of like 98% there, isn't it? So we're just waiting on that last 2%, and then boom, it'll be out there for everyone.
And it might be there on some of them now.
It might be.
So go look.
Yes, it could be.
Give yourself a surprise.
You might know before we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we look all the time, don't we? We just walk along looking at Spotify to hopefully see it pop up. It'll be there.
Do you find yourself refreshing the phone all the time? Come on, please be there. Please be there.
Well, we're kind of, we thought, well, the release date is supposed to be the 26th, which was a couple of, Friday, yesterday. We thought, well, it wouldn't be there until then, so we have to look on Friday. So we both looked on Friday and thought, oh, damn.
It's not there.
In other words to that sort of...
We are eagerly awaiting.
Yeah. But I think that's when our push will come on the social media and everything is when it's actually out there and people can definitely and we can send them links to get straight onto it. But, it's difficult waiting. We're waiting doubly on lockdown and coronavirus going away and our single coming out.
Yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out for it. And as soon as I see it on anything, whether it's Spotify, Apple, anything, I'll be sharing it myself. So I love the song.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Yeah. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
Really can't wait till people actually get to hear it. It's such a great song.
Can't wait. I see what you did there, Dom. You can't wait to hear Can't Wait.
Can't Stop, Kenny.
Oh, sorry. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Is that what it's called? Really?
Stop. Yeah.
You've got to keep it
Can't
in
wait.
check.
It's called, what is it called, Crystal? Can't Stop. Can't Stop, Won't Stop. That's what it is, yeah. Yeah, we're looking forward to it and seeing what everyone else's response to it is, because we really like it. It still makes me tap my foot.
Yes, it does. I love it.
That's all that matters is, as long as you can genuinely get yourself behind it and love it as much as you do, people will start to love it. And obviously when people actually do get to hear it, that's when they can start to love it.
Yes. And they do get to hear it. Anyone really, really, really desperate and hears this and they can't get it, drop me a line. I will send you a personal link to our SoundCloud site and you'll hear it there. Free.
Well, we ought to really put a snippet on anyway.
That's what we ought to do.
We're going to, I think actually we could do it today. We could put a little snippet of the song on just to get people hooked in so that as soon as it does come out, they'll be like, oh, we want to hear more of that.
There you are. So then look on Facebook under KNC.
And the snippet will be on there today.
And the snippet. It's called the Can't Stop Snippet.
The Can't Stop Snippet.
Yeah.
See, that's initially what got me so hooked into the song was because you originally sent just a snippet and then another snippet. It's like, ooh, really liking this.
We know how to tease.
So
yeah, it's good.
Towards the end of the podcast now, what I usually do is I finish off with some, like, a random set of questions. It's like running through a night out. Now, before I go into that, is there anything you think I've missed or anything else you want to add?
I think that's pretty much
the name of the song.
Can't wait, can't stop.
Yeah. No, I think
we're all good.
Good. Yeah.
Awesome. So what happens is we go out on a night out. We go for a drink somewhere. Where would you rather go and drink? Would you rather drink in a pub, a club, or a bar?
Pub,
bar. What kind of club is it?
I think my dog wants to go out. He's whining at the door.
You better go and let him out.
I'm going to have to. Please,
have you ever seen a Jack Russell with his legs closed?
I'm going to leave this question to Kenny. I'm a pub girl. Yeah. I'm going to remain a pub girl.
Pub girl. So what's the difference? What kind of club is it? Just give me is it a kind of dancey kind of jumping?
Yeah. So obviously we've got a pub. We all know what a pub is, like a country type thing.
Yes.
In the countryside. Yeah. So we've got a bar that's almost like into the city and it's like a quietish, there's a bit of music in the background. You can sit around tables and you can have a drink. And then on a night time, that usually then turns into like a dancey place. Or then you've got a club where it is almost like a nightclub where it's a lot louder music and there's no tables or anything. You just stand there drinking.
Oh, okay. I'm pub. Oh
yes, I'm definitely a pub. My clubbing days it was
the heavy bass, the 808 sub bass sometimes does.
It's not good for your tinnitus. It's not good for your tinnitus at all.
No. What'd you say? No, it's not good. Yeah. Hey up. No, it's not good at all. Hey what? I can't hear you.
So, what kind of drinks would you have at the pub? What's your go-to drinks?
Bristol.
Blue Moon. I really like craft beers, and there's a beer out at the moment called Blue Moon, and I love the stuff. It's an orangey Belgian beer. It's lovely, jubbly. Loads of that for me, and a bit of rum. I like rum. And I like a bit of gin. I like a bit of gin. I actually like the old Sam Smith's Brow Lager.
Stop.
Like Rocket Fuel.
You're getting yourselves a bad name.
Yeah, I like a drink.
I like me drink. Yeah. Yeah, you do. Well, she stays sober most of the night, and then the brakes are off. When she's doing those, that's why the cables are all tied up. Because she's
I've done it myself.
half gassed. Yeah.
I'm very professional, though. I never have a drink until I've actually finished performing. What to do?
And I'll leave that up to everybody's. Yeah. Make of that what you will. Yeah.
What about you, Kenny? What's your go-to drink?
Well, I love Belgian beers, but I don't like orange ones.
Have you tried Blue Moon?
That's like having a
Blue Moon is really nice.
On you. That's like having a pineapple on a pizza. It's mad.
It's not. It's lovely.
I like dark Belgian beers, Bruins. That's my favourite go-to beers, but they're very alcoholic. So, yeah, it makes you fall down. But I do like, my favourite British beer actually is Newcastle Brown.
Oh, can't beat a Nuki Brown.
I love it.
It just tastes like wet bread. It does.
And let's talk about wet bread. Yeah, that's talking from someone that dunks Jaffa cakes. Come on.
I've never heard it being described as wet bread, though.
No, I don't think that's
see,
quite...
I'm an original as well.
Yeah, but Newcastle Brown, and I like dark beers, all dark beers. I like all light beers. I like medium beige beers.
There's a bit of a
Berry
I like
beers.
beers. Yeah, I like gins as well. I like a nice gin and tonic on a hot day. It's just a great
Sainsbury's
drink.
do a lovely pomegranate one.
Other brands are available.
You're allowed to say brands on here. I'm not sponsored by anybody in particular, so yeah.
Okay. Sainsbury's are going to knock on your door.
I wish. Now, you mentioned gins. What's your kind of go-to gins?
Hendrix for me. You can't beat Hendrix. Gins.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm sort of like enjoying all these new ones at the moment. So pomegranate one, but to be honest, I like my Gordons with a nice tonic and a couple of slices of mint in there. Lovely.
Mint.
A slice of
Bit of mint.
full of mint. Yeah.
Stick some polos in it. Job's a good one.
I've never thought about putting polos in a alcoholic drink. That would actually work though.
They're doing that now. Yeah, I went to a pub not long ago and I asked for a gin and it came and it had some jelly babies in it. and I was a bit...
I've been to one of those parties as
madness.
well.
No, it was. It was actual jelly babies and there was floating in it and it was just odd.
Yeah,
sounds...
Death by gin.
So we've got soggy jelly babies and soggy bread.
Ah.
Oh, and pina coladas. I'm sorry, just slightly off topic. I love pina coladas.
In the rain.
I did a little live a few weeks ago on my Facebook page, just a few songs, and I wore different hats as the theme of the night. And I made a pina colada, and I put lights on it, and I had it all trimmed up with umbrellas and everything in it. It was epic.
How long did it last? The pina colada, the epic pina colada.
Well, the entire duration of the evening because I just kept filling it up.
Yeah, there was a gallon of it she made at the beginning. It just looked as if she was sipping, but actually I could see the straw was...
Make it in my healthy blender.
Healthy blender? What healthy blender is it?
So I've got one of those... it's like a Gino blender or something. I'm not sure what make it is. And instead of putting all the nice healthy things in it, I just stick a bit of rum in there and get me pina colada. Well, I get me coconut milk and jobs
pineapple
juice. Yep.
Pineapple.
It's great.
See, pineapple's great with everything.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, pineapple's good.
It's good for your voice. Pineapple.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Going on from the drinking then, you've had your drink, you're walking home, you fancy something to eat, just to soak up the alcohol. Where's your go-to food establishment?
You must know what I'm going to say here, Dom. I mean, you must know.
I've no idea.
I'm going to say it's a ham and pineapple pizza from my local Milano's, which is brilliant, by the way. Yes. That's what I'm having.
She's looking for a free pizza from Milan.
Yeah.
Pizza's good. Pizza's good, but they're a bit hit and miss. You're lucky if you've got a good
Kenny's
pizza.
off home for cheese and biscuits.
No, I do. After when I'm driving home after a gig, the only place that's open really is Mickey D's. So I'm rather partial to a large McDonald's sitting in the drive-through. As long as you don't fall asleep in the drive-through, it's quite safe. But,
Actually, tried going through a drive-through, not in the car.
Yeah, that doesn't work. No, you see all sorts of things at that time of night as well. Sort of 1 and 2 in the morning, sitting in the car park and having your quarter pounder.
It's me going through in front with no car.
Yeah, with a pizza under your arm, drinking your pina colada. No, I think Mickey D's is my go-to because it's pretty much the only thing that's open because I don't have a Milano's, and we usually travel a fair distance to the gig.
Milano's does sound really, really nice though.
It does. I think we'll go down there now.
Lovely pizza.
Are they open now?
5:00.
Oh, awesome!
Have you got the menu in front of you now, ready?
I already know it.
She knows the menu off by heart. There's only one thing on the menu. Can you guess what it is? Yeah. That's it. So, yeah, Mickey D's. And so then we're in different vehicles already again. Sort of, you're going one way for your pizza and I'm going for my McDonald's. Yeah.
Going on from that, next day, you go for a meal. What would you rather have? Would you rather have like a McDonald's or a fast food kind of food? Or would you rather go to have a sit-in meal at a restaurant?
Ooh, it's a no-brainer. That.
Oh yeah, it's a sit-in restaurant meal for me. I'm not a big fast food fan, if I'm being honest.
It's needs must, I think, with fast food.
Yeah, pasty at 2:00 in the morning, essential sometimes, but through choice, nice sit-down meal, nice pub. Yeah.
Yeah. I like Italian. I'd love to go to a nice Italian restaurant and have something with seafood and a nice bottle of something, Valpolicella or Chianti or, yeah.
Yeah, I see. I like risottos and things, Italian as well. That's a good risotto.
I make a great risotto.
Got to be. It makes a really good moussaka, but it just takes about 7 hours. But it's great when it arrives.
Yeah. Chris Lanine came over to my house one day. I said, "Come and you invited yourself actually."
We did, yeah. I invited myself.
Said, "What are you doing tomorrow?" And I said, "Oh, not much. Well, we're coming to your house. Cook us something nice." So they arrived, and I wasn't quite prepared really. So I said, "I know. I'm going to make you a moussaka. It's absolutely awesome. I've got aubergines that I grew in the garden."
So what we had to do was wait for the aubergine to grow in the garden.
It felt like that.
It was great when it came. It was brilliant. It was brilliant, actually. It was
so
lovely.
they sat there salivating. I've got a pew in my kitchen and a sort of island. As I'm cooking away on one side and they're just sort of dribbling at the other side. And when's it coming? And eventually I served it up and presentation's everything. I served it up and they destroyed it. And I said, do you want another? Well, we've got to be going, but we will have another slice. And then they destroyed that, and then they were out the door before I could say, bye. They were gone.
I really don't remember it that way. I really don't remember it that way.
See ya. Don't want to be ya. That was it. It was gone. So yes, I do. I do like cooking.
You're a very
in
good
the kitchen.
You're a very good cook.
Yeah. The latest thing was risotto. Mussels on the top.
Yeah. See, I like it. They're doing the slow cooker. It's great.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they
That's
just...
a cheat, sorry.
It's not. They're sitting there for 7 hours.
Cheat.
And then
7 hours? That's nearly as long as my moussaka.
I know. I learned from the best.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. So it's a sit-down meal for me, and it's a sit-down meal for...
So it sure is.
We're back together by the Sunday. Got our separate ways.
And that's how we'll leave it. Now, have you got any lives? Have you got any lives coming up? Live streams going on?
We will be. We will.
Oh, there's an idea.
Yeah, we
Don,
will
that's such a good idea.
Really?
We'll definitely be doing...
Yeah, I never thought of that, mate.
We will be, yeah definitely.
We'll do it. We'll do it. When we've got more than one song to sing, we'll do it. Can't stop for half an hour.
On repeat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're on that. We're on it, mate. We're on it.
Awesome. Now, thank you for coming on. It's been really entertaining talking to you.
Good, yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot. We really enjoyed it. It's been fun.
I can't stop laughing.
Can't stop laughing.
I know, you just can't stop saying it.
Can't
it's great.
stop saying it.
There you go, you see. Catchy.
Can't wait for it all to actually come out and everybody else to hear it. I'll be sharing you as much as I can on my socials. And I'm really, really excited for what's coming in the future.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Us too. We'll come back and let you know.
We'll keep you posted, Dom.
Well, I can't wait to have you back on in a year's time to see, the progression from now to then. It's going to be exciting.
It is. It's going to be great.
Albeit we'll be on our yacht by then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Drinking pink champagne.
In Monte Carlo.
Absolutely.
You know it is.
Thank you, everybody, for listening today, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
That was the Country Chat Podcast. Join Dom next time for exclusive interviews, reviews, and general chit-chat on all things country music.